Welcome back, everybody. I'm here to talk about Aquaman, the huge trailer that just released at Comic-Con, directed by James Wan, better known for the Conjuring series and the first Saw, and he did Fast and Furious 7. Um, DC is doing this new thing where they're bringing in these horror directors and allowing them to make these superhero movies. And I'm really excited to see how this goes because, I mean, even Patty Jenkins, she didn't direct a horror movie, but she directed another movie with Charlize Theron that was really sadistic and really messed up. I forgot what it's called, but it was a very dark and gritty movie. And I kind of like the fact that they're giving them these chances because it really seems like these horror directors have a thing for comedy. And let's not forget, James Wan brought the first $1 billion Fast and Furious roaring into theaters. The guy has a talent for action, and this movie looks ridiculous when it comes to the action. His visuals are fantastic. His whole team, his whole editing team is just top notch, and this movie looks like they dumped all of their money onto the table, and they were like, just make it happen, make it cool, wipe away this from everyone's minds because that's what everyone thinks of when they think of Aquaman. And I was watching an interview on the Conan O'Brien show, Late Night with Conan or whatever, when he was talking to James Wan, and he was asking, what was his method of getting the sour taste of Aquaman out of people's mouths? And he straight up says, no one's going to walk up to a guy that looks like this and make fun of him. And they're absolutely right. No one will walk up to Jason Momoa and make fun of him. But I think that's the whole point. They tried to recreate Aquaman in a sense that he's a fucking badass and not just this guy that talks to fish. And I think he was one of the best parts of the Justice League, in my opinion. All the people that I talked to that hated Justice League said Jason Momoa was the only bearable part of it. And even then, Jason Momoa is pretty charismatic. I liked him. I liked him in the new Conan, Conan the Barbarian movie. I thought he was good in that. He was in a movie, Bullet to the Head, with Sylvester Stallone. He was the villain. He didn't really have much to do, but the guy's just such a badass, and he really dives into his own stunts and everything. So I'm super excited about that. And I heard rumors that he's gonna, put on the famous orange suit. I hope it's not too cheesy, and I hope they kind of make it like the whole DC approach, where they like darken it up a little bit and make it more like military-ish. Then Amber Heard's in it. She looks great. She hasn't really been in anything to ever impress me, but she looks fantastic. And if anyone was ever gonna make the Little Mermaid movie, that should be the girl that does it because she looks fucking on point to what the Little Mermaid looks like. And as long as she could sing, I don't see why they can't make it happen. Patrick Stewart's in it. He was also in another. I mean, it's not a DC movie, but he was also in another superhero-esque movie, Watchmen, as Night Owl, which was pretty much just another form of Batman. He looks great. He looks like he's really, taking in the role of a villain. He's like super evil, and it just looks like he's having a lot of fun with it. It's the same thing with, I'm going to try not to mess this up. Let's see here. It's Yaha Abdul Mateen, who's playing Black Manta. He is like ripped from the comics. He looks great. I don't know why he has to do this thing when he charges up his eyes, but it just gives it such a comic book like Sunday morning feel, and it looks so cool seeing him shoot those laser beams out of his eyes. And then there's Nicole Kidman, also in Batman Forever, not her first foray in superhero movies. She's playing Aquaman's mother, who, if everyone knows Aquaman, made love to a lighthouse keeper, which was Aquaman's father, and then spawned Aquaman. She's in the movie. She looks great, beautiful as always. William Dafoe is also in this movie, but I didn't see him at all in it. He's probably going to be a little bit more of a cameo, maybe a bigger role in Aquaman 2, or maybe he is a big role in this one, but they just really want to keep it a secret. I'm not entirely too sure, but William Dafoe is always a great actor. But again, the real star here is James Wan, because I don't think there was anyone else that really could have made this happen except for him, and he was so devoted to making this the best possible movie he could have made. And it upsets me a little bit that I keep hearing people say DC's version of Black Panther, because, yes, I see the similarities. Black Panther was, king has to defend throne from bad guy with morals. This is, Killmonger is essentially Jason Momoa. It's just the roles are reversed. Now the good guy is the outcast coming in and trying to regain the throne. and then you have the big battle at the end. I understand where everyone's coming from. It does seem very similar. Even the water, the city of Atlantis, it looks like Black Panther's kingdom. But the problem that everyone has to understand is both of these movies went into pre-production at the same time. Both of them were written at the same time. Both of them were released a little bit far apart, a year. But it's not like Aquaman came out and then they started writing Black Panther or vice versa. They were both written at the same time. It just so happens that both of the characters in the comics have similar backstories, and I don't really want to look at this like a competition because I love both Marvel and DC. I love both Marvel and DC. I've explained this time and time again. Yes, my favorite superhero is Batman, but my second favorite is Wolverine. I don't prefer one over the other. I don't prefer DC over Marvel. That's just how it is. I want both these movies to be good. Black Panther was fantastic, and I'm really hoping that this is fantastic because this looks like next level shit. The graphics look amazing. I cannot wait to see this battle at the end. I mean, it's fucking sharks with laser beams on their heads. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if there's actually laser beams on their head, but I mean, there's fucking soldiers riding into battle on great white sharks and alligators, and the choreography, again, James Wan is just such a master at it. If you saw the opening fight scene in Fast 8 where The Rock fights Jason Statham, he just has a way with his angles, the way he edits the scenes, and I'm just so excited. The score was great. It's just so colorful. It finally brings some color into the DCEU. I really can't be more excited for this. Honestly, I just want everyone to put aside the whole Marvelverse DC, fan thing, because there are people that are like not even giving this movie a chance. You're just like meh, and I get it. It's such a sour taste in your mouth from the past two movies, but it finally seems like they know what they're doing. They're taking a step back, and they're letting the directors have their creative freedom to make these movies. And I mean, that's really the whole thing. You're bringing on a director to envision something, and it's not the studio's job to step in and be like, well, this is how we want it. And I think one of the big things could be no studio really knows how to handle Aquaman or Shazam, the other surprise hit from Comic-Con. They knew what made Batman work from the last 50 years that Batman movies have been coming out. They knew about Superman. This is all stuff that were familiar, so that's why, in my opinion, they were stepping in and saying, like, no, it needs to be more like this, it needs to be more like this. But I think with, Shazam and Wonder Woman and Aquaman, it's like, we don't know what works, so here, whatever, just go, run with it, do what you gotta do, we're not gonna step in. And I think it worked with Wonder Woman. I mean, everyone was super ecstatic at Comic-Con about Aquaman, so that has to be uplifting. Same thing with Shazam. Everyone's super excited about the Joker movie coming out with Joaquin Phoenix, which is another story for another time. But I think they're finally finding their footing, and I think they're finally deciding, screw catching up to Marvel. Let's just try and make really good quality movies, which is what they should have been doing since the beginning. But better late than never to the game. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you like what we talked about today, and if you have anything to talk about, anything to add to this, let me know in the comments down below.